Instagram stories for Thursday, December 26th. I'm your host, Daniel Hill. Before we get into today's episode, good news, I received a new review of the show. I love when I get reviews of the show. It makes me feel so encouraged. Here's the review.
Bite-sized Instagram advice to stay current. I've been listening to Daniel Hill Media's podcast for years. Daniel's bite-sized tips and expert interviews make it easy to learn and stay current with Instagram trends. Always practical and actionable. Thanks, Daniel. Mercer Islander.
Thank you, Mercer Islander, for that review. If you have been listening to the show for some time and you would like to leave a review, the best place to do that is on Apple Podcasts, and you can get there directly from the link in the show notes. With that, let's get into today's episode. Over the past few weeks, I've been asking for you to send in audio to the questions: what was your favorite Instagram feature in 2024? What was your favorite TikTok or Reel trend from 2024? And what are your predictions for social in 2025? The reason I was asking that was because I was planning a series of episodes for this time of year when news is typically slow. To start, I sat down with Jen Lehner from the Front Row Entrepreneur Flash Briefing. Many of you who listen to this show also listen to Jen's show. Jen gives bite-sized social media and tech news, business, strategy, all in about 2 minutes. Her style is different from mine, but Jen is actually the one who really got me started doing this show on a regular basis. Today on the show, you're going to hear us discuss our favorite pop culture or social media news story of the year, and then we'll talk about our favorite Instagram feature. And after that, I will play the clips that you all sent in talking about your favorite Instagram feature from 2024. All of that, but first, here's a word from our sponsor. Welcome back. Here's Jen Lehner and I talking about our favorite pop culture or social media news story of the year. Over the past 12 months, what has been your favorite either pop culture moment or social media news story of the past year?
Well, I was just, it's not super sexy or exciting, but I was really happy when Australia announced that they were putting an age limit on teenagers or on kids. So I think you have to be at least 16. And I also support the TikTok ban.
Let's talk about the Australia part that you mentioned, because I do think this is very interesting. If I'm not wrong, I think they said Snapchat would be part of that. Instagram would be part of that, but WhatsApp would not be. Is that what it was?
That sounds right. Yes.
I thought that was interesting because WhatsApp has stories and Snapchat has stories. And anyway.
Yeah, that is interesting. I mean, I guess it's developed more into that, but WhatsApp initially was more of just like a text messaging app,
of course,
which is helpful to people who don't have cell connections, right? Because you could do it over over Wi-Fi. Right. But now, it's a full-on social media app now.
And I do think the way we protect teenagers by not letting them drive until they're 17 or not letting them drink alcohol until they're 21, and why their brains are still developing, that makes sense. I do think in the future, we'll kind of look back and say, oh, that was smart that we didn't let teenagers use social media until they were X age, right? I think that will be something we think about.
I think once that they look at the data from like my kids who are the guinea pigs of all of this, and when they start studying the brains and, of these kids, like maybe in another I don't know how many years, but probably a long time from now, when they sort of see the whole picture of the damage that the screens and the phones and the social media has done, it will probably be that you can't hold a phone, a phone like that in your hand. It'll be illegal to even have a phone or something until you're 16, 17, or 18. I could be wrong, but that's my wish.
No, I think you're right. I was actually imagining a world where the way smokers have to stand outside and like maybe stand in a little square, you'll see a bunch of people like huddled over their phones outside.
Yeah, that's wild. But it's true. It's just, they've done all these studies already on the negative effect of the screens and the, and how it affects their socialization and all of that stuff. So hopefully that gets better.
I put down for this, I was thinking about the Timothée Chalamet lookalike contest. I'm not sure if you saw that in the news, but if you're not familiar, in New York City, a guy made flyers and had them posted to billboards and walls advertising a Timothée Chalamet lookalike contest. He's a very young actor right now, very popular. And hundreds of people showed up looking like Timothée Chalamet. Even the actor himself showed up. And just the way this guy's name's Anthony Poe. The way he advertised it via flyer instead of using social media in 2024 was just fascinating to me. And I listened to an interview with him, and he explained that he also planned an event over the summer in, I think it was Washington Square Park, where he wore a mask and ate a giant Costco-sized jar of cheese balls, which he advertised the same way via flyer. And again, just that marketing through such a old school method in 2024 just really fascinated me. So I really enjoyed that story, and it spoke to me.
Love that.
Okay, let's move on to your favorite new Instagram feature over the past 12 months. What would you say?
I like the collaborative posts update that allows multiple users to co-author a single post or a reel. I just think, if you do collaborate with people on a regular basis, or even if, like when you just have podcast guests or whatever, I love that. How about you?
The collaboration feature, I just want to mention, it also puts the post in both of your feeds.
Yes.
So both your followers will see it as coming from you. And yes, if you make content with somebody, podcast interview, that's the perfect way to use it. I wrote down the feature that Instagram just announced last week, which is a Reels trial, which is where when you post a Reel, you're basically like sort of soft launching it by having the Reel shown to people who don't follow you first for 24 hours. And then after that time, you can decide to show it to your followers. And it's a really good way to kind of measure, is this content good? Is it going to resonate? Do I want to tweak it? But also, if you want people who don't follow you to see it and find out who you are and potentially follow you, this is a really good way to help that to happen. So if you haven't messed with the Reels trial feature yet, I would definitely recommend it.
I love that. Any more?
I also jotted down about broadcast channels. If you are a person who has an email list and you put together an email with information, links, and you send it out regularly, broadcast channels are a one-way method of communication, just like an email list, but within Instagram. So if you create a channel, you can put links, you can put polls, videos, you can even go live inside a broadcast channel. It's kind of that equivalent of an email list, but inside Instagram. So I've seen people using that in really creative ways, and I think that's a smart play if you're a person who enjoys email lists.
Thanks for that reminder. We're definitely going to make more use of that in 2025. I just really have not taken advantage of that feature.
It's definitely one that's worth experimenting with for sure. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I'm going to play the clips that were sent in from you who listen, talking about your favorite Instagram feature in 2024. Welcome back. Here are the clips that I was sent talking about your favorite Instagram feature in 2024. I asked when you record the clip to say your name, what part of the world you're from, and then what your favorite Instagram feature was. Here are the clips.
Hi, I'm Casey from New York. I've been listening to the Instagram Stories podcast for a year and a half, and my favorite Instagram feature from 2024 is what they did with carousels, expanding the number of frames, accepting different image sizes. Carousels is a great post type to use. You sort of get two impressions for the price of one.
Hi, I'm Kieran and I'm from the United Kingdom. I've been listening to the Instagram Stories for around about 2 years now. My favourite Instagram feature from 2024 has to be the new and updated AI stickers. It's actually been so much more fun and easy to actually be able to search for terms to try and find a sticker that is actually appropriate for the content that's going out.
Hello, my name is Ashley, and I have been listening to the Instagram Stories since about 2018. One of my favorite Instagram features of 2024 that I used was the notes feature, and I know that's very polarizing, but I like to use it to share updates about myself or my business, or even just some words of encouragement like staying hydrated, which is a very important thing right now. I've had good responses from my followers on giving information out and just giving a bit more encouragement out there. It's a little bit what we need. But
hi, I'm Taisia from Billy Social, and I've been listening to Instagram Stories for 2 years. My favorite Instagram feature to use in 2024 was adding up to 20 photos in one carousel post.
Thank you so much to everyone who sent in audio for that. We will do the same thing on the next episode of the show when we'll talk about your favorite Instagram or TikTok trend in 2024. If you would like to hear the rest of my conversation with Jen and you don't really want to wait until I post the next episode, I will link to the full interview in the show notes. You can watch it on YouTube, you can watch it on Spotify, or you can just listen to the regular audio version, whatever you want. I'm all about giving you choice. As always, thank you so much for listening, and be sure to come back next time for more social media news, strategy, and other things you need to know.
Let me tell you a couple things that you should know about me. A product manager, but do not have a bachelor's degree. But actually, that's factually a fraction of me. Another fraction's posting content irregular and irrationally. Still probably won't get a job at the Gram. They forgot, they don't know, or don't care who I am. That's why you never see me at the parties and events. My lack of followers must make me irrelevant. Don't have a course, a book to sell to make a bag of grand. Not a social media marketer, don't represent any brands. Plain to see, don't have an agency, but I got a lot of spam. Just putting in the work, without the glitz and glam. Won't catch me eating fish, unless it's shrimp or clam. No six pack, no risk that, there's a gym card in my hand. Don't have a full-time job, but I got a lot of plans. Stay plotting, dropping knowledge on TikTok and Instagram.